So welcome. It's COTA's 60th birthday, COTA Queensland. It's Seniors Week. So we're having a lovely exercise session today. We're going to do some home exercises in our kitchen. So my name is Monique Curdy and I'm a physiotherapist. And my practice is called Stay Standing. And I am actually based in Eudlo in Queensland. So look out for Eudlo Physio. So I'm just going to tell you a bit more about me. I've been doing fall prevention work with older adults for many years. Now, it's easy to exercise at home. You don't need to have any special equipment particularly, but there is a safety consideration. So before we get started, I just want to make sure that you are thinking about your safety. Now, because I can't see you and I don't know your environment, I'd like you to have a chair. So I've got my chair ready. We're going to start with the chair. We're going to do some stretching and then some strengthening. Make sure you have your kitchen bench or something solid that will take the weight of your body if you need to lean on it. So I know that some of you may have poor balance. Some of you may even be using walking aids. If that's you, then please attend to your safety. Look in your kitchen pantry and just see if you've got something you can use as a weight. The easiest thing is to grab a bottle and just fill it with water. This is about a 1.5 litre bottle, I believe. So that's about 1.5 kilos work. And you know what? The weight of your own limbs is usually enough. It's optional. You can make your own weights too. So I'm going to tell you when we use the weight. It's, like I said, it's optional. And the weight of your own limb is fine, especially until you get to know what the exercises are for and how to do them properly. I'm also going to be doing a bit of talking today because we do have some visually impaired people who like to use these videos that we've been making. So I'm going to go into detail about my body position and how it should feel, what the purpose of each exercise is. So I'm not going to just give you mindless exercises. I'm going to give you exercises that will actually help you to stay independent in everyday life. So first of all, we're going to sit in our chair. I'm bringing my chair up close to you. I've just got a standard height straight back chair. I'm going to be doing a seated easy level, and I'm also going to show you a more advanced level, but just work to your own ability. So if you're a person who has poor balance, not very good for any length of time on your feet, just stay in the chair and be safe. Okay, so here we go. Let's start with our chin to our chest. So tuck your chin in, tight to your chest, and then lift your chin up to the sky, high as you can. Get a nice stretch along the front of your neck. And we'll do that a couple of times and just start to attend to your breathing. So take some nice deep breaths as we do this, in and out. And up again to the sky. We'll do 2 more. Now, if you want a bit more of a stretch, you can put your hand on the back of your head and just add a little bit of weight or overpressure to the back of your head. And let that go and come back up so your chin is pointing up to the sky again. Nice deep breath, hold it there. And breathe out, come back down. Once again, put your chin to your chest. Hand on the top of your head for a bit of overpressure. I want to stay there for a nice deep breath in. Inhalation, exhalation. Okay, now we're going to take our nose in one direction towards one shoulder. So we're going to take our nose as far as we can towards one shoulder. And if you can add some overpressure with a hand on your jaw, just gently, giving a bit more of a stretch. Now remember, these are end of range movements. So if anyone starts to get white spots in front of their eyes or feeling a bit unwell, just bring your head back to neutral. If you are getting white spots in front of your eyes, you should keep your head in a neutral position and just skip that exercise. So now we'll take our nose to the other side. Look over the other shoulder as far as you can. Give it a bit of an overpressure on your jaw if you can. Take a couple of nice relaxing breaths. And let your nose point straight ahead again. This time we're going to make our ear just go down to the side towards our shoulder, like you're tilting your head just as much as you can. And you get a nice stretch down the other side of your neck and shoulder there. Good, and come back to neutral. And now take your ear down to the other side. Tilting your head again so the ear is moving directly down towards the other shoulder. Wonderful. Okay, head in neutral again, and now we're going to work on our shoulder region. So we're going to shrug our shoulders up towards our ears as much as we can and let them drop. So let's do that a few times. Here we go. Let's try for 5. So going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we're going to develop that exercise into a round the world sort of exercise with our shoulders. So we're going to rotate our shoulders. Let's go. I'm going backwards first. You can go any direction you like. We're going to do both directions. So let's start making our shoulders move in a circle. I'm going to show you what that looks like from the side. It's like this. So my tip of my shoulder is describing a circle. Try and sit up nice and tall or stand up if that's what you're doing. Circle them around and then back up. Okay, and now we're going to change direction. So we're going to go up and down. Nice circular movement. I know that some people in their 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s start to get frozen shoulders, shoulder pain, arthritic shoulders, and so on. So this is a nice little warm-up just to get those shoulders moving. If you do have osteoarthritis, you'll know that the best thing you can do is some gentle range of motion type exercises. Get it going in the morning, get it warmed up, maybe even a heat pack, a bit of a massage. Okay, so that's part of our shoulders. Now we're going to do some other exercises with our shoulders. We're going to put our elbows into our waist. So imagine that they are glued into your waist. They're not going to move. So I'm now doing what we call the windscreen wiper exercise. Okay, so this is external and internal shoulder rotation. We want to develop the ability to move outwards, and that's getting this muscle group at the back here. We're giving it a bit of a workout. A very neglected area. So once we've done a few more of these, okay, so that's enough of that internal, external rotation. Let's do some more things for our shoulders. So you can do this without a weight. I'll show you with the weight in a minute. So what we're going to do is work on our extension. So as we get older, unfortunately, everything starts to go forwards and get a bit stoopy, doesn't it? So what we can do, an easy way to develop our, what we call our core and our shoulders, is to find a straight wall. Now, everyone's got a wall in their house. Let me find one right now. So just keep an eye on me. I know I'm going to the back of my room. I've got a wall here. So what I'm doing is pressing my spine into my wall. Now I'm just going to come and describe to you what I'm doing. So press your spine into your wall, and what it looks like from the side, you'll be pressed up against the wall. You're going to pull your shoulder blades down and back, tuck your chin in, and try and hold your spine as close as you can against the wall, particularly pressing through with your lower back. Now, once you can get that posture, that's actually a straight posture, and that's what we're aiming for when we start to do these other exercises. It's an easy way to start developing your core strength. And as we get older, you know, a lot of us are stooping forwards and we're losing the strength around our core, what we call our core group of muscles, and around our spine. So now I'm going to pull out the things that I found in my kitchen. I'm just going to use one, but if you have two, that's fine. You can use one in each hand. I'm going to use just one today. So I'm going to take the weight behind my back. Do this sitting down if it's safer for you, or you can stand up. If you have a balance problem, you can put your body next to your kitchen bench here so you can lean on it. Otherwise, if you're fine, you can do what I'm doing. Take your feet slightly apart. I've got straight arms. I've got the weight behind my back. And what I'm going to do is lift it up with my straight arms. So I'm still working my shoulders here, and I'm particularly working the region between my shoulder blades. And this is really good for your posture and your shoulder strength. Sometimes when our shoulder muscles are weak, the bones can kind of move forward and a bit out of alignment, and that's when people start to get the pain. And over years, of course, we get all this arthritis and abnormal bony growth, and things just kind of stay permanently forward, don't they? But it's really good to develop your muscles for your posture. Helps with all sorts of things, including your breathing. You know how important that is. And I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. So I'll show you what that looks like from a side view, a behind view. So I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together when I do this. Shoulder blades are squeezing, and shoulders themselves are pressed down and back. Try not to let your chin poke forwards. It's easy. It's a bad habit to let your chin sort of poke forwards while you're doing this exercise. But try and keep your posture. So pulling the shoulders down and back, taking that weight back, and tucking the chin in. Okay, how about that? That's enough. So we can do lots of exercises with our bottle or our tin of beans or whatever we've got. I'll show you another one with the bottle. I'll just do it with one arm, just so that you get the gist of it. Take your elbow back as far as you can. And you notice that I've got a bent arm. So what I'm going to do is just straighten my arm. Got a weight in it. The weight is optional. So this is working that muscle at the back of your arm, known as the triceps. The good news, if you're getting tuck shop arms, like some of us are, this is the exercise that helps to delay that. Okay, so I've done a few of those on that side. I'm now going to do that on the other side. So I'm taking my elbow up, elbows up, arm is going to go straight and then bent, straight and then bent. Okay, just do a couple more. One more. Lovely. Okay, now there are many variations on those sort of exercises. So let's move on to another part of our body. And I'm going to do a side hip stretch, side trunk stretch now. You can incorporate the hips if you want. So I'm going to hold onto my bench. I'm taking my arm above my head. Now you can do this next to a wall as well, or something that you can lean on. So I've got my feet slightly apart. I'm taking my arm above my head as much as I can. And I'm just stretching down towards the other side, just straight over, arm is straight over my head. And I'm just going to hold that for a couple of breaths. This is more of a flexibility exercise. Okay, now I'm going to turn out and do that on the other side. Here we go. Okay, now I did want to tell you, if you have restriction with your shoulder, if you can't lift your shoulder very high, find that wall again, and you can do a walking up the wall exercise. So we call that the Incy-Wincy spider exercise. You just walk, and you notice I'm holding my arm with my other hand there. And you can just find a wall and press upwards so that your shoulder has an assist. You can also find a table or a bench. So imagine if you were sitting at your table, you could put your arm up like this and just lean forward, and that will help stretch out this region here. Now we're going to do some leg strengthening exercises. So when we walk, there are certain muscle groups that need to be active to help us walk safely. And when we take a step forward, this part of our hip has to come forward and our leg has to straighten. So that people usually have pretty good hip flexors, but their quadriceps or the leg straightening muscles might be a bit weak. So we're going to do some quadriceps exercises. The easiest way to do that is the sitting to standing. So if you can't stand up out of a chair without using your hands, that's okay. Just push up as high as you can. The rest of us, we will try and put our hands on our shoulders, bring our shoulders evenly over our knees and stand up. So you'll feel that your bottom muscles and your thigh muscles are working in this exercise. And that will help you when you're taking a step. So that's the same sort of muscle activity. I won't say it's identical, but that's the group that we want to use. So this is also a very functional exercise. If you are not much of a walker, you do need to be able to get on and off your bed in the morning, or on and off the toilet, or to and from your dining chair, in and out of a car. And this is an exercise that you can easily do at home quite safely, as long as you set yourself up safely. You might need a chair with arms on it, armrests that you can push up from. And the key to this one is bringing your shoulders evenly over your knees. So not twisting around and taking all your weight on one leg. That will only strengthen the side that you're leaning on. You just do it evenly as possible, symmetrically as possible. So that exercise, as I said, strengthens these thighs. And that's the action when you take a step and your foot is coming down to take that step, your leg has to straighten. And that exercise helps your leg straighten. So when we walk, your hips need to stay level to take a step so that we don't trip on our own foot. So what we're going to do, we're going to maybe just stabilize yourself there on your kitchen bench or the back of your chair. And I'm going to get you to take your legs straight out to the side. I'll just show you what that looks like from the side. So the leg is going straight out. I'm sticking with the same leg. It should be this one really. So the part that we're exercising is this bit here. That's where you should feel it. And make sure that your heel is leading, not your toe. So don't point your toes outwards, point your heel outwards. Keep your body up as tall as you can. Let's do about 3 more of those. 2 and 3. And now do the other side. 1, go to 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now, if you are experiencing pain in your knee when you're doing that on the supporting leg, just try softening your knee joint a bit, letting it relax just a little bit. And then you'll find that it's not jammed back on itself so much. Okay, so like I said, that exercise that we did is good for keeping your hips strong as you're walking and keeping a level pelvis so that you don't trip over your foot as you're walking. Okay, another one we're going to do is going up on our toes. But if you know that your balance is not too bad, you can challenge your balance by reducing your hand hold on your bench. Maybe just put a fingertip on the bench. Or You can make it even harder, but we won't do that today. Okay, so we can just go up on our toes. The variation is rolling through the heels as well. So we can roll through our heel to our toe, and that's good for our foot flexibility as well as our calf muscle strength. So when we walk, when we take a step, our foot pushes into the floor and our calf muscle has to activate to push our foot, push through our toes to take that step. So that's that exercise that we're doing now that helps with that. So pushing through the floor, pushing through our toes and lifting our heels. That helps us to keep the spring in our step when we're walking. And when you put all that together, it adds up to a safer sort of walk as well. Okay, there are a couple of other exercises we could be doing. I think that we'll have to close soon because we want to have our chat time as well. So I'm going to just leave you with a balance exercise. Here's an easy one. Hold on to your bench or your support. Put one foot in front of the other. Make a straight line as much as you can. And then bend your knees. Keep your posture nice and tall, straight. And we are going to, you can either challenge yourself by putting a fingertip on the bench. If you need to, just hold on. Or if you're really, really confident, you can do this sort of thing. So hands across the chest. So what I'm going to do is just put my hand above the bench. Remember the knees are bent and I'm not going up and down. I'm just staying there. I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now we're going to put our other foot in front. Okay, same again. Bend the knees, keep your body up tall. Hand above the bench if you want to challenge your balance even more. Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. Now, there are special kinds of exercise that are effective for your balance. And one of the things that is effective is reaching and leaning in a safe way over your feet or whatever is your base support. You're challenging your balance because your body and your brain is getting all the signals from the balance organs and it has to keep the body stable over your base of support. We don't really have time to go into that now because I'm going to open up our presentation for a chat. So I'm keen to meet you and hear what you'd like to say. But anyway, if you would like to know more about balance, just ask. You can always contact me through Facebook or through staystanding.com. I'm just going to unmute everybody now.